Welcome to Flight Path. I'm Melissa Nunnery with the Clark County Department of Aviation. On today's show, our airport is an economic engine that drives tourism in Las Vegas, and it does so without using county taxpayer dollars. So what does fuel this engine? If you're looking for a fun summer activity, kids can earn their wings without ever leaving the ground at an airport exhibit inside the Discovery Children's Museum. And after 10 years of sniffing out trouble at the airport, a member of the LAS K-9 unit has retired. We'll show you how our four-legged officers and their handlers reinforce safety and security. These stories and more are coming up.
The Gateway to Las Vegas is a bustling hub of activity where thousands of passengers embark on their journeys each day. Behind the scenes of seamless air travel is a unique economic engine that keeps the airport operational and thriving. Funding for the airport comes from a mix of revenue generated by the use of its facilities.
So the Department of Aviation is an enterprise fund, which means we're a self-supporting financial fund. We do not take any local or state tax dollars whatsoever. Everything's funded by fees and revenues collected within the airport. A great example would be, of course, the fees collected from the airlines.
To operate at LAS, airlines pay landing fees, gate fees, and use fees for operational areas such as their ticket counters. And while the fees are essential to funding the airport, it's also important to keep costs down so airline ticket prices remain affordable. Other income sources for the airport include ground transportation fees, parking fees, the rental car facility, and even slot machines. Gaming revenue from slots is a win-win in that it keeps costs down for both airlines and their passengers.
We use our gaming revenue here at Harry Reid International Airport to fund our capital projects. So we're allowed to fund them on a cash pay-as-you-go basis, and therefore it does not go into the rate base for the airlines.
The largest source of non-airline revenue is terminal concession fees, which are generated from an agreed-upon percentage of sales from airport bars and restaurants, news and gift concessionaires, specialty retail outlets, advertising, and more. As the first and last look at Las Vegas for nearly half of all visitors, it's crucial for the airport to provide a top-notch experience. Fees collected from airport users make that possible.
Our economic benefit to Southern Nevada from the airport system is $35 billion. That's really exciting for us to be part of that engine and to be part of such a contributor to our community.
Families looking to introduce their little ones to the exciting world of aviation will find endless possibilities at the Harry Reid Airport exhibit at the Discovery Children's Museum. Located within the museum's environmentally friendly Eco City, the interactive airport exhibit features hands-on activities that demonstrate what life is like inside an airport, just like Harry Reid International.
We are incredibly proud to have an exhibit that really gives kids that hands-on look at what it takes to be a part of an airport. What are the jobs that they could have? What are the different functions of an airport in a community? And then really getting them thinking creatively about what it means to travel and to fly. For a lot of children, they may not have had that experience yet, depending on how small they are. So this is just a really fun sneak peek at what they could expect when they do go to an airport.
Inside the exhibit, kids will see uniforms along with a list of the different jobs performed by people at the airport. They can dress up as pilots and ground crew, craft paper airplane designs, and even screen bags, just like TSA officers at the airport. There's real luggage and a screening machine where kids can examine the bags and role play as TSA agents and baggage handlers, helping move the bags through the system. In the cockpit area, aspiring pilots can operate the different controls and communicate via radio.
It's not just all the jobs that we see every day, there are other jobs that we see behind the scenes as well. So being able to see a little bit more about aviation, a little bit more about the airport, it gives them more options for the future of what might interest them.
In addition to hands-on activities, kids can study panels that tell the story of the airport's history in our community. A sustainability display allows them to learn about the eco-friendly practices at the airport through sight and touch. For an even closer look at LAS, video in the exhibit plays actual footage from around the terminals. And for little travel enthusiasts, there's an interactive world map where children can select a destination, then see the time it takes to fly there from Las Vegas, as well as the miles covered. Once they've chosen a destination, the map shows hotspots and fun facts about the city.
Our partnership with the airport has been an invaluable resource to children in Southern Nevada. We see 260,000 children and families every year through our doors. We're entering our 34th year in the community, and the need for education and exploration when it comes to workforce development and really getting kids interested in STEAM and STEM learning has never been more important. As our city grows, it's imperative that we have the next generation of pilots, air traffic controllers, engineers, and mechanics. And I think an exhibit like this not only is fun, but it's allowing children to get curious about the industry through play.
A longtime member of the Clark County Department of Aviation security team retired on May 9th. Canine Dodie, a 12-year-old German wire-haired pointer, celebrated 10 years of service with a special tennis ball surprise.
After 10 years of service and for the Department of Aviation, we're going to go ahead and honor Canine Dodie for his service over during those years.
Dodie and his handler Rudy Torres are one of 6 teams that make up the canine unit at LAS.
See?
Specially trained pooches like him are an effective tool for detecting explosives, known to be one of the greatest threats to the aviation system. Like all of the dogs who work at the airport, Dodie came to Las Vegas through the TSA Canine program at Lackland Air Force Base in San Antonio, where handlers go through intensive training to form a bond with their 4-legged partners. Canine teams handle thousands of unscheduled calls for service each year, responding to requests to inspect unattended vehicles and bags and assisting with special baggage screening situations. They also support security details for traveling dignitaries and VIPs and play a role in the controlled access arrangements for special events around the airport. Dogs and their handlers work in shifts to provide 24/7 protection 365 days a year. During his career, Dodie handled 7,443 calls for service, 3,216 of which were for unattended bags or vehicles. He also completed 2,513 training exercises. Now that he's retired, Dodie and his handler will remain a team, with Dodie living at home with Torres and his family.
He's used to seeing me get ready for work every day, and all he's known for 10 years is to, let's go. So that would be a challenge, so it's going to be my responsibility to make sure that we keep him engaged by going out and experience the world.
And while retirement means downtime for Dodie, Torres will continue to provide security at the airport. He's paired with a new dog, and the two will start full-time service once their training is complete.
You know where to go to grab a quick bite before a flight, and just how many ounces of liquid you can take through TSA. But here are 5 things about the airport you may not know. Number 1, standing 352 feet tall, the Air Traffic Control Tower at LAS is the 3rd tallest FAA tower in the nation. It opened in 2016 and offers controllers sweeping views of the airfield and the Las Vegas Valley. Number 2, call us superstitious, but at LAS there are no aircraft gates numbered 13. This quirk doesn't extend to the airfield, however. Clark County Fire Station 13 is home to the team of firefighters assigned to the airport. Number 3, a large mosaic medallion inlaid in the floor in Terminal 1 baggage claim greets travelers with a mix of modern and vintage Vegas imagery. Take a close look for a couple of Easter eggs, including Evel Knievel jumping the fountains at Caesar's Palace and a tiny figure in a hotel room window, said to represent the famous aviator, businessman, and recluse Howard Hughes. Number 4. You know LAS is only one of 2 airports with gaming, but do you know the largest jackpot ever won? A lucky traveler in 2005 scored a whopping $3,361,585.14. Number 5. Finally, we don't usually allow wild animals to wander the terminals, but in 1985, we made an exception, inviting the famous illusionists and strip performers Siegfried and Roy and their white tiger to an event celebrating a massive airport expansion plan. Follow us on social media and tune in to the next episode of Flight Path for more fun facts that make LAS unique.
So before coming to Department of Aviation, I was lucky enough to join the military, United States Air Force, and decided on a career. And midway through that career, I decided that I wanted to change paths. And after 11 years, I chose to come to the civilian world. And I started out, working at the Mirage, when they were building a Treasure Island casino. And then my brother-in-law at the time was working for the Las Vegas Convention and Visitors Authority and told me, you should apply for a county job. And I started applying for county jobs, and I was lucky enough to get my foot in the door here at the Department of Aviation as an airport escort. when they were doing the airport connector project under the runways. So that's how I first started my career here at Harry Reid International Airport. As an airport escort, as a part-time position, so of course I wanted to try to get something full-time. And so at that time they had a position called a airport utility worker. It was like a lateral, and that was a permanent position, so I became a utility worker at that time. The airport escorts were assigned to airfield maintenance. So when we were not escorting, we were helping the airfield maintenance skilled trades workers do work. So you helped the painters, the electricians, the maintenance guys, and he was always helping them do any kind of work that took place inside the airport. Got to work in the sign shop, did signs inside the terminal on the roadways. And then I became a maintenance worker too. And then I was fortunate enough to apply for the airport control center and got in there as a dispatcher, and then the opportunity came for a lead position. So I was able enough to get the lead position, and then of course I always dreamed of becoming an airport operations coordinator, and that opportunity came and I got the job as an airport operations coordinator, and years later the supervisor job became vacant, and I was lucky enough to get that, and then several years in that role, and then the manager job came available and I was lucky enough to get that position. And then when my predecessor Ray retired, he recommended me for the position I'm in now, managing director. Probably the one thing that stand out the most to me was when I had the opportunity to get on Air Force One. It was just mind-boggling to actually get on board. And then when I had the opportunity to go a second time after, I made sure all of my staff went before me, and that was probably the pivotal point for my career. To do that twice was an honor. When I look at the long-term employees that have been here with me, it's great having those relationships, those friendships, the work ethic of a lot of the ones that are in my inner circle. And when I look at the new ones that are coming up, like I encourage them to come to work every day, do their best, give it 100%. Opportunities will come their way. Come to work, have purpose. And when you're here, just pull on the rope, do your part. Try to make things better when you come to work. Just find one thing and make it better every day. This is a great place to work. It's very unique. Every day is different. You don't know what's going to happen. I would tell them this is one of the best places that you could probably ever work. It's a city within a city. You're working with people from all different diverse backgrounds. You're meeting people from all over the world. And every day you come to work, you're just going to look for some unique experience that you haven't dealt with before. And again, if you are the person who's interested in moving up, act like that person today. If you want to be the supervisor, start acting like the supervisor. If you want to be the manager, start acting like the manager. You want to be the managing director, act like the managing director, and go talk to those people and find out what they did to move in their career, and find some mentors and seek their guidance and direction. I think it's important to see what are the jobs here at the airport, find out which ones interest you the most, and once you get your foot in the door, go out and meet those people doing the things that you think you want to do, and find out what they like or dislike about it, and then kind of decide if that's something you want to choose to do. I've been here over 30 years now. When I look back, it goes so fast. And when I look at the people that I worked for and the encouragement that I got from previous managers and supervisors, they would just say, hey, Byron, just stay positive. You have a great attitude, you have a good work ethic. If you come to work with a great attitude and you set the tone and, and you just lead by example, all those things just seem to work out in the end. I can tell you that, if you are motivated and excited about experiencing a higher education, it is definitely available. Additional supervisory courses, management courses. And again, if you are highly motivated and you want to advance your career, the opportunity is definitely always there. There's so many great things that they've included, with the wellness programs and incident command training for emergency responders. There's so many different opportunities and things available. I always encourage my staff to just seek higher education opportunities every time you have a chance.
The Clark County Department of Aviation owns and operates a system of 5 airports, including North Las Vegas Airport, also known as VGT. It first opened as Skyhaven Airport on December 7, 1941. Opening day festivities were interrupted by news of the attack on Pearl Harbor.
The opening was closed, that everything was closed, everybody was grounded, America had been attacked.
The airport was renamed North Las Vegas Air Terminal and was owned by Howard Hughes in the 1960s. Clark County purchased the airport in 1987. Today, it's the second busiest airport in Nevada.
Our primary mission as a general aviation airport is to support the flying community of business aviation jets and flight training and other aviation activities, and draw these types of activities away from Harry Reid International to create more airspace for the commercial airliners to come in and bring tourists and visitors, guests in to Las Vegas. So North Las Vegas Airport hosts a variety of community services. Some of our commercial-based tenants here are Las Vegas Metropolitan Police Department with their air support unit.
The airport is also home to flight schools, aircraft maintenance facilities, a restaurant, and sightseeing tour companies. It's also an Air Elite location.
North Las Vegas Airport is a member of the Air Elite Network, which is a network of global FBOs, fixed base operators. That means that the standard of customer service that we deliver out here is to the highest level. So we hold ourselves, our team members, to the highest diamond level standard that there is in terms of making sure that our guests feel welcome.
As the gateway to downtown Las Vegas and the central business district, VGT is a premier general aviation destination. The county has invested $1.8 million to renovate the terminal.
In 2019, we went ahead and had a remodel project which enhanced the features, but we also brought a modern touch to the terminal with terrazzo flooring, current color schemes, the blues and the grays, and we just made it a comfortable terminal for our guests to spend time in while they're waiting to either depart or when they've arrived from a flight.
More recently, Clark County has contracted with a national airport planning firm to prepare an update to VGT's master plan. An airport master plan is a document that provides guidelines for the airport's overall maintenance, development, and operation. The airport is updating this document in order to properly plan for the timely development of the facility and ensure its continued viability.
After several months of construction, renovations at Overton Perkins Field are complete and the airport reopened in May. Primarily used for skydiving operations, the Department of Aviation-owned facility offers the highest levels of safety and efficiency with reconstructed runways and taxiways, improved drainage, LED lighting, and new perimeter fencing and airfield markings.
With this brand new asphalt, with a brand new lighting system, it gives us an opportunity for safer operations, and that's really what matters when it comes to aviation. Anytime a safety can be improved, it matters a lot.
The airfield goes through wear and tear over the years and must periodically be rehabilitated. These refurbishments will keep the airport compliant within current FAA design standards, allowing the Department of Aviation to apply for future federal funding related to the facility. Approximately $8.4 million in federal funding was allocated for the project, while the Department of Aviation covered the remaining costs. Perkins Field is located roughly 70 miles northeast of Las Vegas in the picturesque Moapa Valley.
There are nearly 18,000 employees at LAS with a variety of skills and talents, and many of the jobs don't require a background in aviation. Among the teams of specialty trades workers employed by the Department of Aviation, there are locksmiths, sign makers, carpenters, and even painters. The painters at LAS keep the airport looking fresh both inside and out. Unlike painting jobs on the Strip, where it's often putting the finishing touches on new construction, here it's about maintaining existing structures and finishes.
It's a whole different thing, you know. So it's here, we can paint 10 doors, and 3 weeks later we can paint the same 10 doors. Before it was paint the 10 doors, move to the next, and then you'd be done.
A recent exterior project had the team working high above the ground.
We're repainting all of the pop-outs, all of the red, and all the accents on the parking garage. We actually did it about 9 years ago. The UV from the sun takes away the color, you know, so we're just touching it all up, making it look pretty for all the big events coming up.
The team used an articulating lift to reach the high points of the garage and had to start very early in the morning to minimize the effects of the hot sun. The job requires special training and certification, and while they were up in the air, painters wore safety harnesses strapped to the lift.
That's a huge safety thing. You know, we have an anchor point in the lift. These things can get really bouncy when you're driving them when they're up high. Safety is the biggest thing out here.
To learn more about the variety of careers at the airport and to apply for open positions, visit harryreidairport.com/careers.
Like many Vegas vacations, movies set in Vegas begin and end right here at the airport. Production companies coordinate with the Department of Aviation to film on the departures curb, in baggage claim, and even in the gate areas. Stars like George Clooney, Brad Pitt, and Julia Roberts have filmed in our terminals. Keep watching for a sample of scenes that have showcased LAS on the big screen.
See you when I see you. Hey, next time, try keeping the weight off in between.
Gotta settle down. Have a couple of kids.
Hey, you dropped these.
Go ahead, I got a plane to catch. Actually, try this one. It's been paying out.
I won! Serrano's got the fish! Serrano's got the fish! Move in.
I saw that. You sly devil, you. She kissed you, didn't she? You played it cool, too, walking away, not looking back. I like that.
Yeah, I'm a player.
Where's she headed?
She's going to New York.
You know what, man? I can use another vacation.
Hey, Archie, how you doing?
Hey, fun, fun. Hey, what's that hair color? Hazelnut?
You've got more hair than you used to have.
Oh, stop it, will you?
You got more hair than you. Where'd you get the extra hair?
Hey, look, don't be upset with her, Pat. It wasn't
Going
their
home.
fault. Hey, look, I'm getting married, okay? This is a bachelor party. I needed you
going
there.
home.
Oh, for Christ's sakes, how many times I gotta tell you I'm sorry?
You can't say it enough, my friend. You can't say it enough.
Every time I see you, we go through the same
One
old...
more word, I'm gonna knock your block off like I did when we were in the fifth grade.
Oh, yeah, that's the way you
All right,
want to
all
say
right.
it.
Hey, knock it off. Now, we're here together.
Yeah, Bobby, I'm here, yeah. Yeah, that's his hotel. Yeah, all right. Sure.
What?
Plan B is now in effect. I hope you don't get ass sick.
Thanks for joining us at Harry Reid International Airport. If you're traveling soon, be sure to follow us on social media for travel tips and information, and use all the resources on our website, harryreidairport.com. We'll see you next time on Flight Path.